So Susie said she preferred to work in the office. Everybody was working from home except for our company. She wants to save electricity, is it? Our health more important, right? Susie has no husband and no kids, so maybe don't need to worry. I joked my other colleagues, those with young children and old parents, and we asked management to let us work from home. They said they would discuss and update us. You know what that means, lah? Just buying time to say no. So irritating. Then Prime Minister Lee went on TV. I don't do DIY, so I don't know what a circuit breaker is lah. But immediately, the management announced we would be working from home. I quickly went to Courts and bought a second fridge with a huge freezer. Now I can buy everything from NTUC and not worry about food running out. Aiya, you know Singaporeans lah. So kiasu. Like they want to open their own chap hui tiam, provision shop. Everything they buy in bulk. So irritating. My husband said, I am xia sui, like that minister said. I told him, when you don't have your favorite sun-kissed oranges or kampong chicken for me to make rendang, then you don't complain. Only know how to talk and eat. He's an engineer, so you know lah. No flowers, no chocolates, no jewelry. Not that I'm expecting any lah. Anyway, first day working from home. I got up at 7:45 instead of 6:30. So shook. Took a shower, didn't bother to blow dry my hair. Made 2 cups of coffee and bought 2 slices of bread. Guyu and apricot jam for him, ham and cheese for me. Turned on my computer, started work at 8:30 sharp. Then at 12 noon, I made chicken porridge with century egg on the side for him and salted egg for me. We had lunch together on a weekday for the first time in years. Then it's back to work. I didn't finish until 7 that night. So tiring. And for someone who doesn't exercise, my husband suddenly wants to go for walks. Unlike a normal person who walks early morning or late evening, he walks after lunch. The afternoon sun, so hot. I don't know what he's thinking. And must take a shower when he comes back. So it's 1 shower in the morning, 1 after his walk, and 1 at night. No wonder our utility bill has gone up this month. 3 showers a day is too much. So irritating, right? and, and I started noticing when he refills the toilet roll, he makes the paper come out from under. Everyone knows must come from the top, right? When he eats bananas, he just pick any one and eat. Never even check if there's a banana turning black. Must eat that one first, right? So irritating. Anyway, at work now, everything also must do Microsoft Teams meeting. Then must video some more. But I smart. I always angle the camera to show just half my face. Then no need to dress up ma. Not like some xiao people. Wow, their hair do until nice with full makeup. They're very free. I never sat down so long before. At work, at least I can still walk around, check something with Susie, or gossip about Hyun Bin and who he's dating, or go to the toilet which is far. Now, go toilet. Do? So I forced myself to get up and stand at my window, look out and check if, there, take picture of any stupid sovereign not wearing a mask. And I upload it to the One Service app. My Huawei has a zoom of 100 ma. Let the authorities deal with them. But every day feels the same. Friday doesn't even feel like Friday anymore. Last time, whenever it rains, I always wish I was home in bed drinking Milo. Now, when it rains, I'm still working there. Where got time to lim Milo? And definitely no bed. Really no homework balance, huh? So irritating. Hey, can you hear that? My neighbours are always playing mahjong. Make me jealous only. Yeah, I know you can play the online mahjong, but not shiok lah. When you pong loud, there's nobody here to hear you. But I know I'm luckier than a lot of people. Miss Susie is worried about her mother staying by herself. Her mother doesn't know how to go online, can't YouTube, or even stream Korean drama. How isolated she must feel. Everything slows down. I suddenly have time to think. It's strange, huh? I don't know if I'm happy. Quite a serious thought, huh? Yeah, that's what being cooped up does to your brain. And the scary thing is, I'm afraid to answer. What if the answer is, I'm not happy? The other day, my husband asked me to join him for his walk. It was the first time he suggested something spontaneous, so, not counting the time he submitted both our names for the Macarena contest at the CC, so I went with him. Lor. I have to admit, it wasn't totally unpleasant. The sky looked like the ones I see in pictures of Australia, so unusually blue these days. And I have a little more time to cook dinner now. Last time we always tapao, so it's nice to be able to just prepare a dinner for the both of us. A few weeks ago, my husband even said it was the best dinner he had in a long time. I thought it was quite sweet of him to say that. Oh, and he also suddenly asked if he could join me on my supermarket trip to help me carry things back. Oh, since then we started going together. And now at nights we play chotaiti, sometimes gin rummy, sometimes snap. Today the government announced that the circuit breaker will be extended. Susie called me complaining. Strangely, I didn't feel anxious. I'm still worried about catching the virus, but I don't feel so irritated anymore.
When you come back after many years, you can really understand why they chose Singapore as a sci-fi location for the West World. Why is there a ship on top of that building? And what is that giant glowing Buddha lotus? Oh, I forgot. There's a spaceship on top of the courthouse. But the real aliens are up here! I don't want to be ungrateful. It is a nice view, and a very expensive one considering that you can only get this view from the 20th floor of the Swiss hotel. And I certainly would not be able to afford it if the government is not paying for it to keep my London germs out of reach. They're also paying for my dim sum breakfast, my nasi lemak lunch, and my, mee goreng dinner. The deluxe Singaporean experience to keep this potential biological terrorist from spreading his foreign viruses in the heartlands. They weren't so nice to me when I was just spreading the pink agenda. Hey? Oh, no, no, I wasn't calling you. I was just knocking on the window to see whether it was weak enough for me to smash through and make my great escape. You know, if I were to tie up all my long johns together, I will be able to climb down 20 floors. No, 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 Auntie Ling, I'm not serious. I'm not serious. I know it's almost 12. If you can hear me knocking, can you call me back if you can hear this? Whenever I am feeling low, I look around me And I know there's a place that will stay within me wherever I may choose to go. That's when you know it's a good hotel. Thick walls. No sexy sounds from the neighbors. Not that Auntie Ling is going to be getting into any of that. Well, she left her husband back in Malaysia where they went to retire. She came back because she wanted to make sure her sister was okay, even though that she knows that she will not be able to see her husband for a while. Because she's not a Malaysian citizen yet, and she doesn't know when the border restrictions will be relaxed. Seems like I know her for quite a long time, right? Well, I don't. A few days ago, I posted a photo of this view and her niece, my ex-colleague, tagged her saying, "Hey, Auntie Ling, this looks like your view leh." Since then, my next door neighbor has been calling me every day to tell me about her life story and asking me if I'm sharing this room with my wife. And refusing to accept that I don't have a wife. She also complains about how the free nasi lemak is not as good as JB and she can't wait to get back there. I wonder if Singaporeans know that their best hotels are filled with not just potential infectors, but defectors who would have happily remained, citizens of the world, if not for this virus that forced them to choose where to call home. This is home, truly, where I know I must be, where my dreams wait for me. I really thought that I would belong in London, but I always felt like I was looking through a window at a world that I couldn't touch. Like I was having to try harder to reach people, explaining where I was from, or no, we weren't like that, or yes, I could speak English, and yes, why couldn't they date Asians? I always felt like I was shouting through a window or a very thick hotel wall. Back in Singapore, before that, I was also behind glass, but I was the exhibit. What are you wearing, boy? Huh? When are you gonna bring a girl home? Why do you always have to be like that? Just look at you! My nearest and dearest, always putting me in my place behind glass. But now I'm back here and my place has a designer bathtub. Oh, and TW bloody GT. This is not real. I'm not real. I'm just... No. Sorry. Auntie Ling, just now I wanted to test if you could hear me singing. Finished singing already. Home by Digley. Okay, you try lah. Oh, cannot sing never mind lah. You go on YouTube and then play the video very loud. For the last time, you are not going to be disturbing my wife because I don't have a wife. Because I will never have one, happy? Back in London, a cold, a fever, and then a high fever. And then this hellish delirium where I didn't know whether I was alive or in some excruciating nightmare. I really thought I was gonna die. And sometimes I thought with this pain, maybe I would prefer to die. And then she called. After all these years, she said, "Boy," I pretended not to be sick. I said, "What do you want?" She said, "It's very dangerous in England right now. Are you okay?" Pa and I are worried about you. Huh? Please, come home. And so, without reason or logic, I chose which place to call home. But now that I know to get there, I have to get through this stay home notice in some ideal abstract of a home. From up here, everything looks different, but even the differences feel like a fantasy pasted over what is real. What if nothing has changed? I know I'm getting out of this bubble at 12, but what if I get out and I find that I'm still carrying this bubble with me and I can't reach the people I came here for? I want to believe that her call meant that she wanted to get through to me. But I don't know. Do I? Maybe I should just stay in this bubble forever. Do you hear that?
Okay, admit all. Hi. Yes, I can see you. It says 35 participants, which means some people are still missing. Jaden just woke up. Of course. Oh, his mother forgot to wake him. Blame the mother, of course. I need you to. Oh, okay. Wait. I am going to mute all. Okay, first of all, make sure you have your lit text with you and, of course, paper and pencil. Second, whose partner is not here? Give me some names. Unmute yourselves and speak one at a time, please. Thank you. Ishan's brother also has lesson now. So, oh, he's you. Oh, so she doesn't have a computer. That's fine. Akila, you'll take notes for Ishan, yes? Thank you. Zena, can you turn on your camera? So nice to see all your faces. Farah, are those flashing lightsabers? Very funny, also very distracting. When does this class end? Yes, I can tell you that. 10:45. When does this life end? Can someone tell me? Just kidding. No one can say anything. You're all still on mute. Now, listen, I know this is all very sudden and will probably take some getting used to, but if I, Miss Aruna, can master technology, you should have no trouble as more advanced 15-year-olds. Don't pretend. I have seen your TikToks. Masterful, hilarious, horrifying. Also, how timely that we're halfway through the machine stops. And we were just considering the big question of what does it mean to see? So let's see if we can find some answers today. First of all, who can remember when E.M. Forster wrote The Machine Stops? Darren? Super long ago. Wow. Not wrong, but specifically 1909. That's right. In 1909, E.M. Forster imagined a world where humanity lived in isolation underground, completely dependent on technology to cater to its every need. Remember that description on page 3? There were buttons and switches everywhere. There were buttons for everything, for food, for music, for clothing. There was even a button that produced literature, and the buttons by which she communicated with her friends. Imagine that, a button that produced literature. Maybe some of you wish I could be replaced with a button. Don't think I don't know. Now, it seems as though 1909 was a very long time ago, but E.M. Forster was actually building his story on an idea that originated an even longer time ago. Or in Darren's words, super, super long ago. In 517 BC, the Greek philosopher Plato wrote something called the Allegory of the Cave. And in it, Plato asked the same question. What does it mean to really see? What does it mean to see what is real? Has anyone heard of Plato's cave by any chance? Yes, Sumita? Absolutely right. It does have something to do with prisoners in a cave. Very good. No, Plato did not own the cave. We call it Plato's cave because he came up with the story. So Plato says, imagine a cave in which are three prisoners chained up facing the inside wall. This cave is all they have ever known. And all they could see was shadows cast against this wall from the light of a fire behind them. Now, very quickly, everyone look at the things around you. Pick one object and draw the shadow of that object. For instance, what might the shadow of your water bottle look like, or the shadow of your book? Now, can you hold your shadows up to the screen so we can all see each other's drawings? Wow, very nice. Here's mine. It's a shadow of my reusable face mask. So what would you do if I said, you need a face mask to go outside, so here, use this, take it, go. What would your response be? One at a time, please. You would say I'm socially irresponsible. Wow, okay. Well, you would be right, because you can't use this to go out. This is not a face mask. You would not accept this inferior copy. So unlike the prisoners in Plato's cave, we are not likely to mistake the shadow of a cat for a cat or think that the shadow of a book is a book. We see and know that the object is more real than the shadow. Would you say you are real right now, sitting in your chairs? Me too. I feel quite real, I think. Do I seem real to you on your screen? Oh, look who's finally joined us. It's Jaden, whose mother forgot to wake him up. Jaden, I was just asking everyone if I seemed real. So far, I think most people agree. Okay, so let's try this, okay? Each of you, try to shake my hand. See my real hand? Now from wherever you are, take my hand. Feel it. Can you? Come on, try harder. We're giving up. I've asked you to do an impossible thing. Am I starting to feel less real? Is it me that you see, or just a copy of Miss Aruna that points to a real version that exists beyond the confines of this screen? And there you are, each of you real in your seats, but to me, pictures in little squares. So here we are in each of our caves. Trisha's cave, Farah's cave with the flashing lightsabers, Miss Aruna's cave. You get the picture. Oh my God, you get the picture. And that's all you get, a picture. But the substance of us, the fullness and realness of us, that can't be encompassed in a picture. Now, Plato goes on to ask, if the object is more real than the shadow, how do we know there isn't something more real than the object? What if a prisoner walked right out of the cave after he was freed? What if he did not see only by the dim light of the fire, but he encountered the world under the brilliance of the sun? What then? I want to see you not through the machine, says Kuno to his mother in our story. Kuno, who feels a deep dissatisfaction with life under the machine. Does he ever get to see his mother in the flesh before, as the title suggests, the machine stops? I think Maybe there's a little bit of Kuno in each of us. Perhaps the world as we perceive it is an imperfect copy of an ultimate reality. A reality where all things worked as they should in their most perfect and ideal form. And now we live in this gap between the way the world is and the way we wish it could be. This is our cave, our subpar substitute, the picture standing in for the real thing. But you know what? I'm looking forward to the day where we no longer see through the glass darkly, where face to face, we no longer need the picture. Oh my gosh, we've lost Zena? Say again, Tristan. Her machine stopped. Yeah, you're right. It did indeed. Actually, we're done for today. Remember to watch the video recap of Plato's Cave. And if you have any questions, you can stay back and ask. Otherwise, you can exit and I'll see you next week. What do you mean, how to exit? You see the button bottom of your screen, leave meeting? Correct. Yes. Okay, thank you. Bye. Bye. You no need to say bye one at a time, okay? Just, okay. Bye.